Man, I love technology. Almost all the way through that video, stupid thing overheats on me. Jeremy here, Jeeps Unlimited, 303-666-9020. 303-666-9020. Yep. PartsBreakers.com. I know everybody's been patient. This has been a long ordeal to get all these tubs and frames in. We got them all in one shot, but it took us 10 months to secure them all before we actually left to go get them. So there's always something in our pipeline, but not always CJs. So I want to talk about that real quick. This is a CJ, original CJ tub. This is going to be from technically 1981 to 1986. However, you 76 to 80 guys can use these tubs. They bolt on the same. Their length, the width, the height, everything is exactly the same. Where they change is the doors. So if you're running full doors on your old Jeep, like a 77, for example, steel full door, not soft doors, I'm talking steel full doors, you have a couple options. One, you can adapt to it. Two, you can change to the paddle handle, which they started in 81 and they went all the way to 06. So you can see how long they did those for, whereas the old school handle style, they did from 76 on up to 80. So not very long, okay? This thing is gorgeous. There's a couple dings here and there. There's a little bit of surface rust, and not super soft, but it's got a little bit here. This is the only area you'll even see on it. This is very common to go bad on CJs. This is where you'll see us make a little bit of a distinguishing difference on our grades from like your YJs, TJs, how we grade those versus how we grade a CJ. And most of it has to do with these feet here, because these are so hard to get that oftentimes even a nice, beautiful, clean, every other thing on it, just absolutely perfect, and the feet will be blown out. Now, this one's still nice and solid, but there needs some cleanup here, and you might even punch through it a few times. I mean, it's solid, but I'm not going to tell you that if you take a wire wheel to this or an abrasive that you're not going to start seeing little pinholes here. I'm telling you that because I want you to see it and understand it like you're sitting here next to me. So when you get the thing, you love it, because we've never had a tub or a frame come get to somebody that they didn't love. So, okay. But with that said, you might go, well, why is it still an 8 if it has that? Well, because they're so hard to find, and every other thing on the thing might be perfect, which in this case it's pretty damn close, that's not going to deter the value of the tub. Their scarcity is up there. People are still wanting stuff like this in this shape. So, okay, so they're the same thing. A little bit of surface, a little bit more than surface rust. I would even consider this almost rot here. Even though it's not blown through, I almost guarantee that you will push through if you hit this with a sandblaster or wire wheel, okay? It may not be completely, but I would say a little bit of work is gonna be required on both the feet. Now the back side on both of them look great, okay? Which is surprising because this almost always blows out on them too. Floorboards oxidized, but there's not even layering surface rust. Really clean. Typical cracking here, probably both sides, not only this side. This is caused by the seat brackets getting loose and then people rocking in their seats and not tightening these up when they're starting to feel it. Just laziness, but pretty easy to fix. Now we could go through and fix all that stuff and charge a lot more for the tub, but it's usually easier for us just to discount a little bit, take that in consideration and move it on. And typically these tubs, and I'm telling you, these will not last. Even with a little bit there, this tub, I would say, even with the economy being where it is, this tub will sit maybe 2-3 weeks tops. I wouldn't be surprised if this tub is moved within a few days of listing it. And I say that not as a, as a sales ploy or anything like that. I say that because CJ7 tubs in this condition do not exist. Now I have a low grade CJ tub, a really low grade. We bought it with the thought, the guy said it was rust free, went and grabbed it, and it was a piece of shit. It's not, it's still workable. I mean, it's a lot better than a lot of people have out there, and it's half the price. So if you're looking for a bargain tub, you're gonna be wheeling in it, blah, 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 that tub might be good for you. The phone is getting hot, guys, so I hate to rush this video, but I have to get this thing flipped up to show you the bottom. So I'm gonna pause it here for just a moment. Everybody's gonna cut me off again, so let's show you these pockets real quick. My videos are usually a lot longer than this. Okay, we're gonna count them off. One, there's a broken stud in this one, but there's a lot of meat to get it out. Not too common or not too uncommon to see that. We just left a lot there. Again, we can go through and clean it up more, charge it by the hour, and get this thing where you're not having to do anything. But Usually, it just depends. You just let us know. We don't care, okay? It is what it is. We'll help you out either way we can. So we got 2 there, 3, 4. Now these are ones that tie into a bracket that come off here. So you got, technically there's 2 more, but these are the ones that go to your frame. So these are the ones that count. But there are 2 more brackets here. Both of those are beautiful. These you won't see because your gas tank skid is in the way, okay? So we got 4 back there. We got 5, 6, 7. Now I do this video this way for a few reasons. One, like that stud, I had totally spaced and missed that one, or forgot about it, I should say. So I'll take all that into consideration when I'm doing this, right? When I'm pricing this at the end here. So, and then we have the last 3. Okay, so there we have 8, 9, and 10. Now look at those channels. They are freaking spectacular. I mean, they are beautiful. Look at that tunnel, the back. I mean, and I didn't address this in the top, but there's not all these waves in it. That just means it wasn't overloaded. Look at the seams, okay? Seams love to build rust up in them, okay? Where they layer the steel. And that's what I'm saying. So this tub is still a high A grade, even with those. Now, this is where we've seen that damage, okay? What do you notice? It's not all the way through here. Where are you gonna see it all the way through? You're probably gonna see it on the top of this where you can't really see, which is the channel itself. And that's what's nice about that repair. If you decide to clean that up, which you probably should, just, it's a big project, right? You have this whole thing here supporting you. So as long as you don't cut this when you do it, don't do that. You really just layer this back and peel it back and then replace that little chunk. I mean, it's that easy. Your bolts that your roll bar mounts to are not even in that. They're in the actual torque box here, which is where your frame is attached to. Same thing here. Absolutely beautiful. Get out of your light there. Okay, so this is still a high A. If you're watching this video and you haven't followed us over the years, I've been doing this for 21 years. Jeeps Unlimited has been around since 1984. Okay, this isn't just some run-of-the-mill or fly-by-night company. We're a proud company. We're a small company, but we're big. You know, it's like we're Bigfoot, but and it's funny because our truck actually says Bigfoot. That's not our company. Maybe it should be. Hey, look at that. My wife would absolutely love that as a name. Bigfoot Jeep Parts. Okay, I might have to brand that before I post this video. Because after all, it does say it already on our truck. Anyway, and it's a play on words. I'm not going to get into them. I'm a little quirky right now. I've been doing this all day. And what I said in that other video before it got cut off is that we had 10 tubs and we had 15 frames. It was one of the biggest loads that we've ever went and gathered up. But it's not all one place. And it took us about 10 months to secure that many all in one, one get up and go. So it's a lot of work to put these together, but we enjoy it and we'll keep doing it. And God bless y'all. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I know the CJ one is gonna go out and we're gonna get calls on it, and I'm excited to see those as well. But I just appreciate you hanging out and watching these my in quote boring videos. But there's not a lot there, but there is some insight, I guess. You can learn a little bit. You can always learn. So I learn every day. Sometimes when I don't even want to. So all right, that's it. I'm so happy that the phone hasn't overheated, even though it's burning out of my hand right now. Have a great day. 303-666-9020. PartsBreakers.com.